Don't stop.
You make me wanna say, oh my God.
We gotta fight, baby, baby.
Oh my God.
Don't stop.
Hey everyone, it's Brad. Consider this my coming out video as trans. I'm 22 years old and I just moved to Madison, Wisconsin for a job that I just started this week. So I have a lot going on and I have a lot that I want to talk about in this video for my first one. Actually, I'm just gonna dive right in. So I apologize if it seems rushed, I just want to get a lot into this video. So, as I mentioned, I recently moved here. This is only my 4th day of work actually, and I'm already really busy, and as you can see I have bags under my eyes because I'm already super tired. But before I moved here, before I actually started work, I sent a coming out letter to my recruiter who I was in touch with after my interview process, after I found out that I was getting hired. So, if you want more details about what I said, just shoot me a line. But that went over extremely well. I couldn't be happier. I feel really lucky actually to have had the response that I got. I definitely wasn't expecting that. Basically, the company that I work for is known for being really liberal and progressive. Basically, right now I'm pre-T. I'm pre-surgery. Pre-everything, so. But I told them that I would like to go by, or for them to use male pronouns. And instead of using my legal name, I wanted them to start out calling me Brad. This way, down the road, it's not confusing, there's no gray area for people to be like, wait, your name was this and now it's Brad, like, what's going on here? I figure it might be a little difficult in the beginning to convince people, and you might have some bumps in the road and, you know, all those expected things, but it's easier to go into a company in a whole different city with a name that you want to keep that's going to make you comfortable. Sometimes, you know, I hit those tired points of the day around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, where you're just like, you're dragging and you just want to leave, where I'm just like, what am I doing, you know? Because sometimes, I won't lie, it still feels like it's like they don't care if I identify as male or female. They don't think about pronouns and the nuances of using she or he and what the difference is. For the most part, I don't think that they do. I don't think that they really realize like how big of a deal it is. And I noticed that I'm sitting there in a class full of, let's say, 80 to 100 people during training. And sometimes I'm afraid to speak up because I may look the way I look, but I still have my voice, which I'm very self-conscious of actually, because it's kind of like the only thing right now that is obviously, maybe not that obviously, I don't know, some people would say you do have a deeper voice, but I don't know. Compared to biomen, I think it's obvious, and something that I try to control, especially in a work setting, but I notice that it is holding me back at this point because I'm self-conscious of I don't want people to second guess or to look twice, think twice. So I kind of find myself just staying quiet. That being said, I lost my train of thought where I was going with that. But I think what I was trying to say is, I get to this point where I'm like, why do I feel like I need to care so much about which pronoun I'm called or what my name is? And then how that relates to the bigger picture of society. And it's something that I know inside of me that I always felt, but it isn't something that I can quite yet put words to. And I think it's because I'm caught in that limbo of not wanting to support the binary system and to wanting to break that open and have more of a continuum be accepted widely by society, and to be able to identify as whatever you want, whether it's androgynous, genderqueer, cisgender, transgender, anything along that continuum, and for it to be completely okay and not even given a second thought. Like when for our processes, when we see someone, to no longer assess male female, but for it to be so well refined and just revamped in a completely different way, so that that's not even a thought, which I don't even know what happened in my lifetime. But so I find myself stuck in not wanting the binary system so badly, but then still feeling like it makes sense for me to present as male. It feels right. It doesn't feel right to be called she or to be treated in a stereotypically feminine way. So it's hard throughout the day sometimes. Well, you just gotta keep on keeping on, I guess, to be cliche. I hold my hand out and I look people in the eye and I introduce myself as Brad, and so far it's been working. I feel like I've been passing pretty well, despite being pre-surgery. There's been one instance where a girl asked me before saying anything, which personal pronoun do I prefer, which kind of took me back, because I was like, well, why would you question that? Like, my name's Brad. It's not like you've known me, so it's not like we have this huge history where you were used to calling me something and now you're calling me something else. So I was like, meh. But I figured I'm not gonna let this upset me, because at least she asked and didn't just assume something and go with what made her comfortable. She asked me, and that's definitely something that I haven't experienced before. So it must mean something. It's working in some way. Other than that, no one's really messed up, except for in HR today, which, doing legal paperwork, obviously my real name's on the papers, people are going to get confused. It's okay, it's understandable. But they've been completely understanding, going through health insurance, talking about gender therapists with them and testosterone, as far as if it's covered, flex plans for that, all of this stuff that we're going through now, and I haven't seen them flinch or bat an eye at it at all. And I know that they've said they've dealt with it previously, but I'm not sure how much, so I feel like I'm kind of a new case for them, because one of the main HR reps that I'm actually in contact with is like, yeah, well, when you get your answers that you're looking for, can you please shoot me an email, because I think that I would like to know that stuff, and like I should have it on hand. So I was like, yeah, of course, absolutely. Little things that I wanted to add on. So I got there my first day, and sitting on this table were all these books and binders that we needed for our orientation, and on top of that was a name tag. And the name tag actually said Brad, and then my last name on it. So right off the bat, I was like, wow, that was really cool, because I let them know really late, and so they probably had to go in and change everything, and reprint everything. And outside of my office says Brad, and my email is Brad, and everything in that company that's tied to me, except for my legal paperwork, is Brad, which I'm really excited about. And that just means a lot that the company tweaked all that for me, to make me comfortable. And that really means a lot. Starting the first day of work, I was binding, but I only had an ace bandage at the time. Since I don't have too big of a chest, I would say I probably am B34B. I don't know. Anywhere between 34A and 34B. Definitely not just an A. Somewhere in between. Wrapping with the ace bandage got me kind of flat, but it still have kind of like a little puffiness here that was kind of easily masked if you were to wear like a beater and then a t-shirt and then kind of like a not so tight shirt. So it worked for the first 3 days, but last weekend I actually placed an order in for a binder with Underworks, and it got here yesterday. So today was my first day wearing my binder to work. I got the tri-top in a size small for any of you who are interested and wanted to know what kind of binder I got. It was super fast. Like I said, I just ordered it this weekend, so on like a Saturday night after they weren't delivering anymore, and it got here Wednesday, so not too bad if you ask me. I'm wearing it now, so I'll just show you how flat it gets me. So like I said, this is a small from Underworks tri-top, so it comes up to like here. It's pretty tight around the sides, which I'm sure that you've heard other trans men talk about, because I did when I was doing my research for what kind of binder am I going to get. A lot of people said that, you know, it's going to be pretty tight under the arms, but it's actually not that bad. I really suggest not going a size less, because there have been similarly sized trans men that I've been following on YouTube and just talking to, and they said that they went for the extra small, and I was kind of wary about it. You know, I don't particularly really want to have pain or trouble breathing when I'm trying to do stuff on a daily basis. I don't know, it's just not something that I'm like, yes, that sounds great, let's do that. So I really wanted to get something that was going to fit, do the job, and also be somewhat comfortable, and something that I can forget about and not have to always have in the back of my mind, like, oh, I can't wait to get home and take this off. So if you're similarly sized to me, I recommend getting a small, not an extra small. You will be sorry. Or you'll have to end up sending it back, and then it'll just take longer for you to get your binder and start wearing it. So really make sure that you pay attention and that you choose carefully about what size you want. Especially since it's getting so hot. You really don't want to be outside and sweating in this thing and not able to breathe. It's just not healthy. So be safe first and foremost, and pay attention to what your body's telling you. You know, don't let little issues become bigger ones. Sorry, I'm just a big advocate for staying healthy and just taking care of your body. So I really like the binder. I think that today went really well. I did feel a little bit more confident, so I was able to talk more, because I think that what it does with my chest is makes it look really flat and really natural. So I wasn't as self-conscious with my voice, I noticed. And I figure that's because, you know, not all biomen have super deep voices. And each day, I think, I get more confident. Haven't necessarily made too many friends yet. I need to focus on, like, feeling confident enough, like, in myself before I can focus on getting to know someone new. And it's only the 4th day, so I'm not too worried about it. I know I'm gonna make friends, I know I'm gonna break out. I just have to get to that point where right now I'm just kind of like, alright guys, well, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Next on the list is gender therapist. I haven't found one yet. I just got health insurance. So I'm really trying to find one that's covered and that I don't have to pay a fortune for, obviously. That would be ideal. But I also wanted to see a therapist for other reasons, so it's not like I can just, you know, go to someone who's going to sign me a letter, which that would be fine and great, but I really ideally want to just go to one person, talk to them about everything, and then get the referral for an endocrinologist and start the whole testosterone deal. I do want to get that started pretty soon. I am nervous and hesitant, but it is something that I have no doubts about. I just feel like the nervousness and the hesitancy, yeah, is natural, just like anything. I look at it as just like getting up in front of a crowd of people and having to talk. You have that little bit of like nervousness, unsure, but you get started and you're good to go.